With all of the battles occurring on Onigashima, the battle between Jinbei and Who's Who is the most interesting. This is purely due to the recent revelation that Who's Who is a former member of CP9, but even more shocking is the reveal that the world government had a very keen interest in Luffy's devil fruit, the Gomu Gomu no Mi. In this fight, we learned that Luffy's fruit used to be in the possession of the government as it was being transported with Who's Who as a guard. However, due to Shanks' intervention, the fruit ended up in Luffy's possession, much to the shock and ultimate acceptance of Shanks. Now, this is a very shocking reveal in just a few chapters, but the question still remains, why is Luffy's devil fruit so important? And that is why we're here today to answer those questions on why Luffy's devil fruit is so important to the government and why Shanks may have stole it from them. There is also the fact that Who's Who was imprisoned for losing the fruit and was practically forgotten. Now compare that with Rob Lucy, a former CP9 member that lost Nico Robin, allowed the Straw Hats to escape Enies Lobby with their lives, the destruction of Enies Lobby, and the loss of the blueprints for the ancient weapon, Pluto. On paper, it would be possible for Lucy to receive the same punishment or worse, but no, after going on the run somehow, all was forgiven and he became a member of CP0. If Lucy was forgiven for such a blunder, it only makes us question why losing the fruit was considered a worse crime. This importance is what helped fuel our theories, and so we managed to put together two very possible theories for the fruit's importance and possible implications for the future of the story. With that said, if you haven't already, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to Plot Armor notifications on to never miss an upload. We upload just about daily and would love to have you join in on those conversations. And now, without further delay, let's get into the first theory. For our first theory of the fruit's importance, we had to go the Joy Boy route, as it is clearly being set up by Oda that Luffy will either become the next Joy Boy or inherit his will. However, where this differs from most theories of Joy Boy's will being inherited by Luffy is that Luffy already inherited his will long ago. Yes, the Gomu Gomu no Mi fruit is in fact the actual will of Joy Boy, which Luffy now possesses. Now we know everybody in the community believes that the Gomu Gomu no Mi used to belong to Joy Boy in the past, and while not confirmed or denied, it seems more and more possible with each passing chapter. And since inherited will is a key theme in One Piece, it makes sense to inherit Joy Boy's will as he ate the fruit. But our theory isn't just that by eating the devil fruit, Luffy inherited the will of Joy Boy. No. In fact, we believe that the Gomu Gomu no Mi is actually Joy Boy's will personified. Now you might be thinking, what is the difference between Luffy just inheriting the will of Joy Boy and the devil fruit being a personification of his will? Well, this would have to go back to something well known in the series, like Haki infusion. As we all know, it's possible to place your Haki into a physical object or coat your body, and as we now know, any sword can become a black blade if infused with strong enough Haki to be permanently infused with it. And with the reveal that Conqueror's Haki can be infused into weapons, there seems to be no limit, so why not do the same with a devil fruit? If the process of placing Conqueror's Haki into weapons is now possible, then it stands to reason that making it permanent is also possible. If this same could be done to a devil fruit, then this adds a few layers and explains why the government wanted it so badly. Conqueror's Haki is said to be the will of a king, so what if through a devil fruit you can impart that will into a new wielder? Meaning that if Joy Boy placed his Haki into the fruit, then whoever eats it will gain his Haki or get their own strengthened along with the devil fruit powers and inherit his will in the most literal sense. And so the owner of that fruit will become a true threat to the government as their natural enemy. So to prevent this, they would search for the fruit and bring it to a secure location as to ensure that Joy Boy's will never reawaken in another. This could also be the reason Shanks stole the fruit, as he might have an understanding of Joy Boy despite not reaching the final island with Roger. This would drive him to protect the fruit until someone worthy of it came around. Then Luffy ate it, much to the surprise of Shanks. But then again, leaving a fruit in an unlocked chest isn't exactly the best measure of protecting it. Anyway, so if Luffy's Conqueror's Haki was given to him or strengthened by the will of Joy Boy in the fruit, that explained the importance of it and maybe even explain how Luffy was able to awaken the Conqueror's Haki so strong and how he was able to use it 2 times in a single day without any knowledge to call it forth and without any training. Even though Luffy becoming Joy Boy in terms of title feels like it fits more, inheriting his will by way of devil fruit infused with Haki is also a very fitting way for Luffy to take on the role and become the next Joy Boy. Now onto the next theory about Luffy's fruit being so important, and this one is a doozy. That theory being that the government wanted the Gomu Gomu no Mi as a weapon against another devil fruit. That devil fruit being the Goro Goro no Mi, aka Enel's lightning devil fruit. Now you're probably wondering why the government would go through the trouble, but hear me out. The reasons for this would have to be the Goro Goro no Mi is referred to as one of the most powerful devil fruits in the world, and in the case of even Logia types is considered to be practically invincible. The fruit might have once belonged to the infamous rocks the Jibek. These two factors together could very well be the reason for the government searching for the Gomu Gomu no Mi, as it is the only devil fruit that is a hard counter to the Goro Goro no Mi. The wielder could fight the Goro Goro no Mi user without any worry of being fried by lightning or having to master Haki. As we've seen in Skypiea, Luffy was able to injure Enel without Haki, making the fruit virtually useless against someone with the Gomu Gomu no Mi. There are a few facts about the final battle on God Valley that could also tie Rocks to being the previous wielder. Primarily that the island seemed to have completely disappeared along with Rocks when he was defeated, which could have been him doing the same attack Enel used to wipe out a good chunk of Skypiea. Then with the island off the map, the Goro Goro no Mi respawned to Enel's home, which was a sky island close by, making him able to get the fruit. With the government knowing of the terrifying power of the Goro Goro no Mi and fearing that someone like Rocks could possess it in the future, they searched for a countermeasure, that being the Gomu Gomu no Mi. So with the knowledge that it could completely counter a near invincible devil fruit and the fear of another pirate or criminal gaining the power, the severity of acquiring Luffy's fruit makes complete sense. Though whether or not Shanks stole the fruit knowing this is still up in the air, but if he did, who was he thinking of giving the fruit to? With the possibilities explored, the effects they could have on the story could be massive. Luffy himself is already becoming a very problematic thorn in the government side, and if they learn Joy Boy's will was indeed carried over by the fruit, then Luffy is going to get their full attention. Maybe even CP0 could go after him, and we could see a rematch between Luffy and a now stronger Rob Lucy. As for the Rocks and Goro Goro no Mi connection, it'll be very likely that they would learn of Enel if Marines or government agents went to Skypiea and learned of Enel's defeat by Luffy. Not knowing that Enel is currently on the moon and believing him to be dead could lead to them becoming even more desperate. The reason being that if they believe him to be dead, they'll think the Goro Goro no Mi has respawned again somewhere on the Grand Line. Their panic would be justified, as we all know Blackbeard and his crew are searching for powerful users and stealing their abilities. So if someone with the two very powerful fruits gets a hold of a Logia that's nearly invincible, the world would be thrown into panic, leaving the government to send as many people to search for the fruit as well as going after Luffy so they could gain the counter to that fruit, which could also lead to a Luffy and Rob Lucy rematch. And with that said, that is the end of the video. We've explored all our possible theories on why Luffy's devil fruit is so important. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to drop a like and let us know in the comments what you think about all of this. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to Plot Armor with notifications on to never miss an upload. We upload just about daily and we'd love to have you join in on our conversations. If you'd like to support the channel even further, check out our Patreon link in the description below and follow us on Instagram and Twitter where we keep you up to date on all the latest anime and manga news, have discussions, and even do giveaways. Until next time, keep that plot armor on you. I'm KJ. Have a great day. Goodbye.